Thought it would be a good idea to share a little bit of my personal story with you. I have been a believer, a Christian for most of my life. I've had a lot of struggles off and on through life with different things that have kind of solidified my faith, but none probably as much as these last 7 years. I got married at the early age of 35 to an amazing man. And a week after our honeymoon, I had just a horrible migraine that lasted 2 months nonstop and left me at a place where, well, I should say I have really severe vertigo with my migraines. It's called migraine associated vertigo, but basically left me at a point where I wasn't even able to get to the bathroom on my own. I was crawling. I was in so much pain. God provided a way for me to get to the University of Washington headache clinic, which has been amazing for me, but it's been a really slow road to recovery. A lot of it stems back to head injuries I've had in the past. But with the vertigo, it was so severe that I was not able to walk on my own without assistance balance-wise for months and months, and just doing all kinds of crazy therapy, just this monotonous therapy just to try to even stand on my own, to take a few steps. And I used to be fairly active. I'd like to ride my bike to work. My friend Holly and I started doing indoor rock climbing, and here I found myself trying to figure out who I was. I was married and incapable of doing anything. So physically, I was in a really broken place. I'm still there. I had to resign my job. I'm just now getting to where I can do, I don't know if I should say like stairs more often, like going up and down the stairs at my house without having to be carried, or doing a little bit longer walks, being able to prepare some food, very, very basic things. And it's been 7.5 years. And so during this process, physically very broken, and then emotionally really broken too. Like I said, trying to figure out who I was and not able to combat the stress the way I used to, which was through physical exercise, and just really turning to God as much as I could. And then about a week before our first anniversary, my biggest fear happened, which was Gary was diagnosed with leukemia. And I have had a lot of fear over loss for a long time. And his leukemia is very uncommon for somebody so young, and there's no cure. And so at this point, it's a watching and waiting game. It's very, very slow to progress, if it ever does. We just don't know. And so every 6 months, we get to go get blood work done and pray that God gives us more time together. And so it's been a rough start for us, but through this time, God has brought me to a place of dependence on Him, and a place of really questioning, do I actually believe what I say I believe? And if I do, then what does that look like as I live my day-to-day life? Sorry. It's been hard. But the one thing I have learned is that when God doesn't take away those hard times, He holds us through them. He comforts us. And the way God has provided for us has been incredible in every sense of the word, whether it's financially or emotionally, spiritually, everything. But this has been a time where I've drawn really near to Him. I've had to rely on Him, and just my belief that, we're not really meant to live here. We're meant to live these amazing lives in heaven with Christ, where there's no pain and no suffering, no tears. That's kept me going, and it's hard to remember every day. But like I said, during this time, it's just been an incredibly good time for me of growing and realizing I don't know how people get through hard times without faith, because It's all that's holding me together. And so I really want to share where I find my peace, where I find my joy, where I find my hope. And hope has really stood out to me, especially during these times of COVID right now, is our church has been doing a series called Hope. Here we go. Hope changes everything. And I truly believe that. And so my hope is in Jesus. And it's a hope that no matter if times are good or bad, is always there for me. And I just really want to share that. I really want to share that with people who are finding themselves in dark times, finding themselves in pain. And I'll share more of my story as things go along, but just kind of wanted to share that little piece to start. This is where I find myself. I find myself at a place where I can't work. Still days where I can't walk. Just very, very, very limited in what I could do. I can't really do much reading right now. So a place of brokenness, but with hope. Oh, I forgot to prepare the next joke, but I do know one. And they're not all going to be number jokes, but it's just the one that I happen to know off the top of my head. Why was the 6 afraid of the 7? Because 7, 8, 9.